Alright, what's up people? This is SiTHFuRioN. Right now, we are already here, the finale, Peaky Blinders. The last 6 weeks has just gone by so quick. So quick. Oh man. So last time, Tommy was basically building up some evidence against Mosley and the whole fascist party and everything. He gave all of that information, all of that evidence to, it was a colonel, right? Colonel Ben Young. But Ben Young died in that explosion. Of course, obviously, it is linked to Mosley. Like, it's just a real coincidence that all that evidence and everything is there and boom. If it's not Mosley, I'll be kind of surprised. I'll be kind of surprised if it's not Mosley. I mean, this whole entire show, Mosley has always kind of come across as being super smart, super intelligent, and he knows everything that Tom is doing, almost as if he's got like a spy on the inside, a black cat, if you will. And it just generally seems like he's 1 or 2 steps in front of Tommy. So I think Mosley did set up the car explosion and everything. Tommy himself is getting deeper into the whole fascist party thing and everything. Of course, he's going to try and get in and manipulate and fuck things up from the inside. But along the way, Tommy's having to give up some of the racetracks up north. So the Billy Boys are going to be taking those over. But Tommy has his own plans. He's got his own agenda for Mosley and everything. What leads to an old war buddy, apparently a super sniper called Barney, who's been, I think they said like 10 years or so. He's been locked up in an insane asylum for like 10 plus years. But Tommy has broken him out and he's going to be the one who's going to be sniping and killing Mosley. I can't see it happening. I don't think Mosley was assassinated, like the real historical Mosley. So I don't know if this is going to be really happening. I don't know, man. I just can't see it happening. Things are just basically just kind of building up. We've got the wedding of Baelish. Baelish and Polly to kind of come up. I personally think, like, with this being like the final episode, we could start moving forward with the whole wedding now. But there has been talks about Mosley being shot and Tommy's going to be standing next to him. There is some speech or something that's going to be coming up now. Whatever it's going to be for the fascist party, the announcement of the fascist party is when Tommy's going to get the hit took out, or they're going to be waiting for like the wedding or whatnot. But there's usually like one big event that's kind of like was it last season with the Italians, like the boxing fight? That was kind of like the moment when everything kind of went down. I don't know, I'm just really interested in seeing where this is going to play out. It's now Monday morning as I sit and film this. Apparently, like late last night, people started posting like spoilers and shit all over Twitter and Facebook and everything. So I've been off social media and I need to watch this and go into it completely blind. I don't know what to expect. I really don't. Like I said, I don't think Mosley will die. I think he will survive and carry on over into season 6. I don't know if we're going to be getting Polly and Baelish's wedding in this episode. But then they could also do like a bit of like a time jump and have everyone setting up for the wedding and everything. A bit like at the end of like last season when Tommy was victorious over the Italians. Arthur had kind of come in after we all thought that he had died, and then it jumped forward with Tommy going into politics, and you know, like they could do a jump like that with Polly's wedding, or maybe even like a jump forward with Ada having the baby, something. I don't know. I'm just generally really interested in seeing where this is going to go. So, series 5 finale. It's called Mr. Jones. Don't know who that is. All right, so we're going to get into this. This is the full length, unedited reaction. The way it works is very simple. Jump on the BBC iPlayer or bring up your own copy of the episode. Play it and pause it 3 seconds in, just like I have. This is what I'm looking at right now. In a moment, I will count down 3, 2, 1, go. And when I say go, you press play, I'll press play, and we'll watch this together perfectly in sync. There will be 2 timestamps, one counting up, one counting down, because I don't know what type of device you're going to be using. It might be different on some. So go get your copy ready. Do what you gotta do. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I hope that's the last we ever see of her. Probably won't, because there's a kid involved in everything, and Arthur next season might want to find his kid or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, she'll be back next season, I bet you. A busy few weeks. Are we going to have a time jump soon? Mm. I like that. Wow. Yep. Campbell. That's a fucking cigar, man. Good God. Oh, I love that scene, man. He's pretty much got the blessing of Winston fucking Churchill, who I'm not too sure if he was prime minister at that time period, but I know he was during World War Two, so I'm not too sure, but that was a good scene, man. I like it. Wow. God, he's so scared of Arthur, isn't he? Don't fucking blame him. What the fuck? Three weeks. I like her. Wow. I reckon it's all her. No. Wow. See, like if her family has got connections and everything, she's she's manipulating Michael to take over the business. So therefore she takes over. Wow. See, I reckon Michael's being used and played by her. I reckon there's more to her than meets the eye. And I think Polly sees it too. Bet yeah. Because when he pulled out that knife, the look on her face, what she was like, yes, yes, yes. And what is the second option? Is he going to do it? Is he going to try and betray Tommy again? Wow. 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 Okay. Fucking hell. Opportunity. Wow. Mm. So I guess it's all going to go down at the speech, the rally, not the wedding, is what I thought. Mm. What is he item number 4? Is he the snitch? Have they found out? He's the barman, right? He's always around them, overhearing conversations and shit. Is he the snitch? He's been feeding Mosley like information and shit. He's a snitch, isn't he? I love Arthur. Okay. So he is snitching, he's just not the main one who's been snitching the most, right? What did I just say? That would piss me off, that would. You saying sorry, it's like, if you really was sorry, you wouldn't have done it. You know, don't say sorry now. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Arthur breaks my heart all the time. I love his character, but... Oh, Fuck off. Holy shit. I knew it. As soon as they said his name the other episode. Get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck. Mm. Mm. I like the fact he's back, but he was shut in the face, man. Like, I get like this little feeling like, oh, it's just fan service. Like, we brought him back because we know people love him. But I, there's a big part of me that don't give a fuck. Like, I'm so glad he's back. What? 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 Is everyone kind of taking Michael's side? But maybe it is time to kind of pass on the torch and. Because it seemed like Arthur was up for it. And he was saying, like, if Baelish takes Arthur's side, then it will kill Baelish. Like, Jones. I think I might have to find that song and listen to it properly. It's interesting, that is. So she killed herself. Wow. Wow. Same thing could be said for Arthur as well. You just keep on going until you just tap yourself. And Tommy has been kind of talking about death to a certain degree, you know? See, me, I would say, okay, do it again. Do it a few more times, just to, because that one shot could have been like a lucky shot. Good God. Jesus. It's like I said the other week, it's like it's setting up World War II and everything. Like, he always has to look at himself, doesn't he? Finn! This motherfucker! What was Arthur saying earlier? Like, you talk about family business, you're gonna put this man's life in fucking danger. Like, oh my God, Finn. See, something gonna happen now. Could could Billy be like a snitch? Like, is Mosey gonna find out what Tommy's got kind of set up? Yep. Get it? Like, oh man. Mm. Come on, he's looking after you. Nice work with the mirrors though, man, so far. What did he say? Perish Judah? I've never heard of that before. I know someone will say, oh, you just uneducated ape. I've never heard of it, man. Oh shit. Fuck, man. Almost like Hitler up there, you know what I mean? Like, oh, oh shit, he's on his own now. Is this it? What? What the fuck? Oh. Whoa, 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 what the fuck? No way his baby's dead. No way. The fuck is going on? Go on, Arthur. I don't think Mosley had anything to do with that. Was it that football player, Billy, and his phone call? Or fucking Michael? Option B, was it? Or option 2? It wouldn't have been Alfie. Alfie could benefit from fucking Mosley killing. I mean, Mosley being killed, right? Yeah. Who the fuck? Mm. This is how it's going to end, isn't it? With like not knowing who. You're going to kind of like share Tommy's paranoia of not knowing who like who's the black cat, who's the snitch, who's like. Don't. What the fuck? We are though, aren't we? Gonna be left wondering. Fuck, man. That's not fucking fair. That's gonna be one of the best cliffhangers this show has ever done. Like, they ended like a few of them with like good like cliffhangers, but just like the cliffhanger has always kind of come on the back of a resolution of like Tommy's been planning and plotting, working towards this one final thing, and it's done, and then there's something that kind of comes on the back of it. What's the cliffhanger? It's Tommy's failed. This is the first time that we've really seen Tommy fail. Someone has been a few steps in front of Tommy for the first time, really. But it's now like who? The question is who? Who's the black cat? Who's the... Okay, let's rewind a little bit. Let's really go over this. Finale and all. So Michael has pretty much made his move. He's made his play now to take over. But I do think a large part of it is his wife. Is it Gina? I want to say Gina, but I could be wrong. And if she's like her family's got connections in America in like drugs and stuff, she probably sees the opportunity. Like, okay, let's just play hypothetical with her character. If her family have got connections through the drug trade and everything in America, they must have heard about the Peaky Blinders and the Shelby family and how much money that they've made in England and everything. And that one of them has been sent to America to do business. Like, my mind is kicking in like possible ideas, and I'm thinking maybe she's just a plant. She's just there, sent by her family to get inside the Shelby family by going through Michael. She's just a plant. She's just using him. Because I've said it before about how like she seems like very ambitious. She might have her own plans and agenda and everything. Like she obviously has manipulated the situation and used Michael as a tool, basically. I think she's been playing on his own ambition. Maybe not to take over. I honestly think Michael has never had the ambition to take over, but I think she's pushed him into it. I've said a few times that like for him to betray Tommy now would be a complete obvious move. That's why like Tommy has always kind of kept him at arm's length. But with her like manipulating him, it could be a possibility. And the whole thing with him being like just a natural selection and he's like, it's just meant to be like the younger generation coming up. The whole thing, what he said to Finn about how he's proven himself. Because like we've said in the past that Finn feels like he has to prove himself now. To a certain degree, I think Michael, he wants to do the right thing and he wants to keep, well, practically make the family business legitimate, you know. And he always has been, hasn't he? Since he came into the family and he started doing the business, Michael was always kind of like the face of the official, legitimate side of the business, you know what I mean? And he wants to continue on doing that. It's not like he wants to overthrow Tommy and take his crown, because he still wants Tommy to be a part of it. That was the whole hence of Mr. Jones. Like, and to like a certain degree, like it does kind of make sense. It would be a smart move, especially if the Americans don't want to work with a backstreet razor gang, as he called them. It would make sense, but it's coming on the back of what's happened with Michael in the past. You know what I mean? And of course, Tommy's paranoia now, thinking that everyone's coming for his crown. But that also plays into what Michael said about how the war was actually in their head. You know, they're all struggling with PTSD. Arthur does need help. You know, he is really struggling. Like we saw it, like as soon as they did all like item 4 and everything, like as soon as that was done, Arthur was like, tell me there's an item 5. Like, give me another reason just to keep going. Like, I need it. I'm drowning here. Like, you know, I feel like Arthur's like the type of character that as long as he's got something to do, he's got a goal to focus on, he's fine. And without it, he'll crumble. So I think to like a certain degree, Michael is thinking about the family. It's just the way he's doing it, I think is wrong. But what's this option 2 going to be? Is it just say, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves through her connections? Or could that, the way that this ended, could this be the second option? But then Michael doesn't know about what they're going to do because they weren't there when Tommy was putting it down in the family meeting. So, but then, okay, this also kind of goes back onto what I was saying, was it the last episode or the episode before? Gina and Mosley, that look that they had, and it seemed like she already knew who he was. So I think there is definitely more to her than she lets on. There's definitely more to her than she lets on. I wouldn't be too surprised if some point next season, like, she kind of like reveals her cards and just shows that she was just lying and manipulating Michael, and she's made him turn his back on the family, and this has happened, that's happened, maybe someone has died because of Michael and how she's manipulated him. And once she kind of like reveals her cards, he flips and he kills her. Something, you know what I mean? I could see something like that happening. Because when Tommy and Michael was talking, and Tommy flipped, he threw the bottle into the fire, he turned around and she kind of freaked out a bit. But Michael was just standing there holding the knife like, do it, go on, do it. And it cut back to Gina real quick, and it looked like she had a bit of a smirk on her face. Like, she kind of wanted it because she's proud of the fact that this man that she's now manipulating, he's standing up to like the head of the family type. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I think she's straight up manipulating Michael, taking advantage of the situation and the distrust and everything. And even though Michael is speaking sense, I think ultimately she's just going to shit on the whole entire Shelby family. And, you know. Okay, right, very quick. I really wanted to talk about this like a few times throughout the episode, but there just wasn't enough time to actually get into it while like doing the reaction. But the whole Tommy saying, look, like how like he's going to carry on until he meets a man that he can't defeat, and then right at the end he says that he thinks he's found him. I think the man that he can't defeat is Mr. Jones. It's himself. Hence why the episode is called Mr. Jones. Like, he is his own worst enemy, basically. And the whole thing about, like, the talk about how his mother, she killed herself. His grandfather killed himself. And there's just been, like, bits of dialogue here and there. Like Grace saying in the last episode, when he got into the car thinking that the car might explode, Grace was sat in the back seat and she said, push the button, open the door and come home to me. Or something like that. Well, embrace death and come back to me. And she was more or less saying the same thing right at the end. Like, it's soft, it's quick, like, come be with me type of thing. I think ultimately this show will end with Tommy killing himself. Not yet, because apparently there's another 2 seasons. Yeah, I think Tommy will probably end up killing himself. But at the same time, like, he's trying his best to redeem himself. He's trying his best to have good intentions and do the right thing. So maybe the only way that he can really come to terms with everything is by changing, maybe. And maybe, like, just this whole season, we're starting to see elements of him trying to do the good thing. You know, and people end up getting hurt. And that in itself is going to make him think twice about doing the right thing next time. And like when he killed the fucking barman, his hand, like he was saying about how his hand was shaking like a normal man. Like, maybe he is changing. Fuck, man. I still can't believe that Baelish is dead now. And for anyone who keeps wondering, I keep calling him Baelish because his name, I can't pronounce his first name. I've tried it 101 times. Abhabaka Gold. It's like Baelish, he's Baelish to me. But yeah, Baelish is now dead. He got stabbed up. Like, how many times did he get stabbed up? Because that was a lot. The camera stayed on that a lot. A bit too much. I was kind of savage, man. Barney's dead. See, I did think, like, if Barney was to take the shot and Arthur gave him some drugs and put it into his top and said, that's for after, I was thinking, like, could that be linked back to the Peaky Blinders in some way? Maybe, like, the bottle or something, but that's me overthinking shit, probably. Barney died. They almost got Arthur, though. They almost got Arthur as well. But that's kind of silly, man, to send one man to try and sneak up behind Arthur Shelby. Like, you fucking stupid. Still, I just... Who is it? Who is the one who set it up? It's someone who knew what Tommy was planning. Like, I'm thinking, like, first thing, obviously, because we saw it in this episode, is Billy, the fucking football dude. Like, that whole scene with Arthur coming in and saying, like, look, you talk about the family business, you're going to put this man's life in danger. And they basically both said, all they talk about is football and women. Until right then at the end. As soon as Finn said about how, like, oh, Tommy's going to, like, kill a MP or something like that, you just saw the look on his face, man. Like, oh, really? No, Finn said that they were going to kill a fascist. And then Billy was saying about how, oh, Mosley's in town. And then he reached over and instead of grabbing the money, he grabbed the phone. Now, that could be a misdirect. Maybe he was calling his wife. Maybe he was looking at it like he's got a big wad of money there. Maybe he could call his wife up and say, look, let me take you out. Try and win his wife back because there was referred to how his wife left him. It could be a misdirect. Maybe he done nothing. You know what I mean? Like, he's generally so fucking scared of Arthur. But I don't know, there's a reason why we saw his hand go to reach the phone. And yes, it could be just to add like a level of paranoia. Like, and so people are going to have this conversation today at work. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, did you see Peaky Blinders last night? Who do you think did it? And like, of course, that's just to add like the paranoia and people coming up with their own theories and everything. So right now, who knows, man? Who knows? And it all depends on like how far they're into making season 6. But maybe even the cast don't even know yet. You know, maybe only the writer knows. But then, like I said, Michael and this girl Gina, option 2 could be this. You know, Gina could have made a phone call, and if she's got connections with Mosley as well. But then, like, okay, let's just stick with Michael and Gina's family. Let's not think about the connection with Mosley. We'll get onto that in a moment. If it was Michael, how would Michael know exactly what the plan was? Because Michael's been kept out the loop. He really has been. Unless Paddy has gone back and told him. Or Finn. Apart from that, I can't see how Michael and Gina would know all the details of where Barney was going to be, where Baelish was going to be. And it just seemed a bit too perfect. Like, it's somebody really on the inside that knows what's exactly happening. To know that fucking Arthur was going to be on this side, Baelish was going to be on that side, Barney was going to be up. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, maybe it was a double cross, maybe the Billy Boys, maybe it was them, but I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't think it was Mosley. This is the thing. I don't think it was Mosley because when he stepped off the podium and he stood next to Tommy, one, he was out of focus. The whole time, the camera was still focused on Tommy. So Tommy was like the main focus of the camera shot. It wasn't Mosley. He was out of focus. And Mosley said something about how, like, don't you think it's time we got off stage, old boy, or something like that. If Mosley knew what Tommy was planning, if Mosley knew that he had just prevented this assassination and everything, one, I think that shot would have been set up a bit differently. They would have had a bit more of a one shot on Mosley. And just the way that Mosley was, it was like he would have had one up over Tommy. You know, because from the start, there's always been this kind of like back and forth, jockeying for positioning over the other. You know what I mean? Like a power play, if you will. Like, they're constantly like going back and forth. And at that moment, if Mosley had been really successful in like stopping this from all fucking happening, I think he would have been, I'm trying to find the word, I think he would have been a bit more smug about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think he would have been a bit more cocky, a bit more arrogant. Like, I've got one over you again. You know what I mean? Like, just, and then the way that Tommy was shouting then was like, Mosley didn't know. So I don't think it's Mosley. I really don't know. I really don't know. I mean, like, maybe like Winston Churchill had something to do with it. Like, even though him and Tommy, that they had that great scene right at the start where they both was like, we're on the same common ground, like this needs to be done. But maybe maybe Winston Churchill set it up because it's a part of a bigger thing. Like maybe he needs conspiracy theories and shit, but maybe he needs Mosley to continue on this path because it will benefit Winston Churchill later on. Like, if you see what I mean, it's like, no, we need him around a bit longer. You can't take him out just yet. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's somebody that we've not seen yet, a new player going into season 6. I don't know. And I don't think it was Alfie as well, because Alfie had just kind of come into the loop right at the end. Alfie's Jewish, so like that would have kind of gone against like his beliefs, like to take down this guy who's got an issue with Jews. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, plus if it was Alfie, that would be so fucking obvious. The amount of times Alfie has fucking betrayed Tommy. Plus that's what led to him being shot in the first place. You see what I mean? So like, I can't imagine it's Alfie trying to betray Tommy for what happened. No. I really don't know. I really don't know. It would be good to kind of hear like your theories, like comment down below, man. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know. I've just got a feeling it might be someone that we've never seen before. Someone new. I don't know, man. I'm sat here like really thinking about it, like who it could be. It's either someone who is super close to the family or someone real close to the family is being manipulated. So I just think Michael, probably. I really think Michael. And Michael's getting information from his mum and from Finn. And that's being fed back to Gina and her family. So ultimately, it's someone that we've never seen before. Like I said, I don't think Mosley had anything to do with it. I don't think Alfie had anything to do with it. I think it's probably someone that we've never seen before. A setup for Series 6. Or thinking about it, it was like his name was brought up earlier in this episode. Same way Alfie was brought up in the other episode. Fucking Major Campbell. Hey, they faked us out in the past with characters dying. You know what I mean? What if Major Campbell comes back and the whole time he's been setting this up? You know what I mean? He's been working with Mosley and the IRA and everything. Like Major Campbell was the one that set this all up. God, how funny would it be if fucking he came back? Jesus. Like, this show has faked us out in the past. You know what I mean? Like, this season, fucking Alfie. Last season was Arthur. Even season 1, Danny something. Was it Danny Wishbone? It seemed like that, right? Danny Whizbang, something, right? We were like made to believe that Tommy had killed him when he didn't. Even Campbell himself, we had thought Grace had killed him, but then he came back. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I'm just saying, like, if Campbell turns up next series, like, you know you heard it here first, man. And it would be like a weird way to kind of bring the show like full circle and go back to series 1, like, okay, Major Campbell comes back for like the final 2 seasons. But now, honestly, I think next season is going to be Gina and her family. Because I think there's more to her character than we've seen so far. And more to do with Mosley. Because Mosley's a good character. The actor is really doing a great job. So I really feel like there's more there that can be kind of explored. To kind of go back onto Alfie. Sorry, this kind of review, like I'm all over the place. But Alfie, like, okay, like I said, I feel like it is a little bit like fan service. Like, everyone knows that like Tom Hardy is like a fucking great actor. He's fucking great in this. It was real sad to see him go last season. So to bring him back now, like, it is very fan service, you know. But I don't care. That's I don't care. I fucking love that scene, man. Such a great character. Just Tom Hardy is so good with characters, man. Right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Even though I feel like there's probably things that I haven't talked about and I'm going to want to talk about. But, shit, almost 2 hours. 2 hours I've been sat here filming this episode. And it was quite a long episode, right? Like, it was like, how long was this episode? 65 minutes long. That was fucking long, man. It's still very kind of surreal to see people do, like, the Hitler fucking shit and have them as, like, Englishmen, like... That was kind of weird. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Get this up for you guys sometime this evening, this afternoon, possibly. Yeah, man. Give this video a thumb up if you like it. Comment down below, let me know what you think. And subscribe if you haven't already, man. Alright? I've been SiTHFuRioN. I'll catch you in the next one, man.